Is it leg day already? Because you're making me feel weak in the knees. Anyway, today we're gonna be reacting to the gym that doesn't want you to be there, Planet Fitness, by the Fat Files, which I think is a secondary account to the Fat Electrician. Let's get started. Yippee!
Went to run some errands with my wife the other day, and one of her errands was to go into
Wife? Okay.
this new gym in town and get a membership because they had like tanning beds or massage beds or something that she wanted to use. And we went in, and immediately nothing made any sense whatsoever, and I rapidly became convinced that they were up to something. And I'm gonna figure out what it is.
Oh?
Today we're talking about Planet Fitness, okay?
Planet Fitness. I used to have a Planet Fitness membership. I no longer have a Planet Fitness membership, but I'm curious what he's about to say to it and see if I relate to it in any way.
Know what Planet Fitness is. We've all seen the memes on the internet. I'm not gonna waste time with the big intro. We're gonna get the ad out of the way, and then I'm gonna be unhinged the entire time. Let's get to the ad.
Wait, he has a kid? Oh my god! What the heck?
Delete me.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Delete
you don't
me.
know?
You had to go to school and pay for my school.
Oh, if I say delete me, if you say delete me, I'll pay for your school.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Good job.
Oh my god, imagine having your kid doing your sponsor. I guess that makes sense. I think PewDiePie's done that before too. You, when you have kid. Oh, yay!
Finally. All right, you guys know the deal. Delete me. Online subscription model. You give them money every month. They turn around and make sure that data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. What does this actually do in practice? It gets rid of your personal info. Isn't just floating around the internet for anybody to be able to buy for a couple of bucks. Okay, I know what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. I don't want to give delete me all my personal information either. I'm trying to get my personal information off the internet. Why would I give...
You know, that is something I thought about too. It's like, okay, what if you give all your personal information to delete me? And then what if delete me gets hacked? And then everyone buys your information off of delete me. That's crazy. Also, delete me and like all these other like websites and stuff that do like taking all your info off of the internet, they must be getting like millions of dollars of offers every single day. Like, part of me doesn't trust that they're gonna be able to hold it down.
To an internet company. You don't really have to give them your personal information. It's honestly kind of creepy. I gave them my name and my email address, and that was it. They came back to me a couple of days later and was like, is this your address or one of your previous addresses? It was. Is this your mom's full name? Uh-huh. Is that your dad's full name? Uh-huh. Are you related to this person? Did you go to this high school? They knew everything about me and knew exactly who I was just by me giving them my name and my email. All I had to do was answer a couple of yes or no questions as to whether or not that was in fact me, which it was, at which point they're like, cool, go ahead, pay for our subscription service. We'll go to all the data brokers where we found this information and force them to delete it. And as long as you keep being a paying member, they will continue to monitor all these data brokers for your personal information, and if these data brokers do acquire it again, they will force them to delete it again. In my opinion, it's definitely worth it. I've been using them since before they were paying me to talk about them, and I'm gonna keep using them after they quit paying me to talk about them. If you want to give it a try, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, so here's what happened. I took my wife into Planet Fitness.
I feel like those types of things are perfect for people that are like online creators as well, especially if you like show your face. Maybe not as relevant for VTubers, but like especially these types of creators where they're just like their face, their life, where they live and everything. They have kids and stuff. Like, I 100% would do something like that if I were in the position.
We walk in immediately. I'm drawn to the fact that everything's hideous. It's Barney purple. It literally looks like the engineer from the McDonald's play place made a gym. So immediately in my head, I'm like, why on earth would you do this? And I'm like, oh, they probably bought it because nobody else was buying the Barney purple gym equipment. They probably got a really good deal on it at a steep discount, and that's why the membership's so cheap. That makes sense. Okay, moving on. Then I see like the 6-foot-tall poster on the wall of all the rules for the gym, and like some of them are like fine, like, you know, no grunting, which, you know, a little bit of grunting, fine. But if you're like screaming, obviously being annoying, I can see where that's an issue. No dropping the weights. Again, you drop a little bit of weight, not a big deal. You drop 600 pounds that you can barely lift. Yeah, you're being a dickhead. Like, I get that, but
I hate watching gym fails because it just feels like people that are gonna die or they get severely injured. Oh my god, I hate watching these.
Let's get progressively more insane, like no bringing personal gym equipment. Like, I can't bring a jump rope to the gym. What are we talking about? No powerlifting. Again, what's the definition of powerlifting to these people? Because if you're not grunting and you're not dropping the weight, what's the issue with moving a lot of weight? Don't really understand. No 1-gallon jugs of water. What?
What?
Why do you care what I'm carrying water around in?
You'd keep your mouth shut.
No 1-gallon jugs of water is insane. What do they mean by that? So you can't carry water into a place?
If you knew it was good for you, buddy.
At this point, I become convinced that this is just an ugly-ass gym that's being run by somebody that runs an HOA as well. It's just somebody that's micromanaging the shit out of everybody else on the planet for no fucking reason. And then the kicker, no tank tops. Obviously, I'm out. I'm not going to a gym.
You can't go to the gym in a tank top? That is insane. There's no shot that's real. I'm pretty sure I've been to a Planet Fitness in a tank top and they never said anything. That's not real. Since when can you not go to a gym in gym workout attire?
That doesn't support the Second Amendment, but you know, whatever. This isn't for me. My wife wants to go here. I don't have to go here. It's fine. She can get the membership to use the tanning bed. Whatever. So after the tour, she goes, she fills out the paperwork. She, you know, checks a little box yes to agree to the contract. And then she hands the paperwork back to the clerk. And the clerk is like, okay, now we just need a blank check. And I'm like, I'm going to pay with credit card instead. And then you can just keep the credit card on file. Like, I don't know, every other business on the planet. At which point the clerk informs me, we don't take credit cards. We have to have a blank check. It's the only way we'll accept your membership. That's our policy.
What?
What? Okay, that's definitely a lie because I did not give them a blank check when I had a membership. I think I just paid with card. Also, isn't a blank check a check that's literally blank and they can write whatever amount that they want on the check and then cash it in? That doesn't sound like a professional, safe, or correct business practice at all.
Year is it?
Okay, immediately, I know what the issue is. I know why this policy exists because I'm part owner of Pepperbox TV, which is a subscription-based streaming service. This is also a subscription-based business, and one of the biggest loss of subscriptions is when people like lose their credit card or debit card and then they forget to resubscribe to your service, and that's how you lose a bunch of subscriptions. They're trying to avoid that by getting direct access to your bank account because at the bottom of every check is your routing number and your checking account number. Okay, that makes sense. Pretty smart. The reason I don't do it and most other subscription services don't do it is because it's kind of a big ask from the customer to be like, hey, just give me all your banking information with direct access to your bank account and I'll be responsible with it, which is an even bigger ask when you're running a gym where everything is Barney purple.
Bro, also, if I cancel my credit card or my debit card, then I kind of want to cancel everything that's on it too. Like if it's important enough for me to resubscribe, then I'll resubscribe with my new card. That is insane. I don't think I have anything that is directly connected to my bank account other than like my paychecks, like a direct deposit. There is absolutely nothing that's subscription based connected directly to my bank. That's insane.
What the fuck you mean, dog?
So obviously I don't want to give them direct access to my bank account, but I want to be able to get this gym membership for my wife, so I offer a compromise, which is like, hey, I'm not going to give you access to my bank account, but I will pay for the entire 1-year membership up front right now, and we can just be done with it. Just take the cash. That's what you're after, right?
Yeah.
Businesses are trying to make money, and the clerk is like, no, we have to have a blank check.
What?
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, red alarms all over my head, like you have to have my banking information.
No, you don't.
Why? Okay, this entire time I was under the impression you guys were trying to get money, but apparently you're not trying to get money because I'm offering you money and you're saying, no, we won't accept that. We'll only accept your banking information. So you're not trying to get money. You're trying to get my personal banking information, which sounds like a fucking scam. I've got to figure out what's going on.
I'm curious as to where he lives because I am like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I am like almost certain I just paid with like card. That is insane. They won't, like, paying for a year in advance isn't enough.
Okay, so we leave, we go home, I start looking into it, nothing makes any sense. I knew Planet Fitness was big, but they are massive. They're way bigger than I would have ever thought. This company is valued at $7 billion, and they made $1.3 billion last year. Okay, but that's not the issue in and of itself. It's a big company. Yeah, like whatever, that's fine. But here's the kicker. They only have 2,722 locations, which is a lot, but it's not a lot when you realize they have 21 million members. That's more than 7,500 members per location. That shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, what?
Hey, this is a 20,000 square foot facility which has a maximum capacity of 200, and maximum capacity isn't defined by this is how many people can be working out in the gym at one time efficiently. No, maximum capacity is determined by the fire marshal with like how many motherfuckers can we fit in this room without people dying in a fire trying to rush out. So at 7,500 members, if 1% of your members show up at any given time, which seems pretty likely, you're telling me that every piece of equipment in the gym would be taken up, and if 3 to 5% show up, there'd be so many people crammed in this gym that it would create a fire hazard, and somehow you're just operating away. And when I was in there in person, there was like 4 people there. What is going on? So I start scouring the internet, like I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. Obviously, whatever they're doing is genius because they're making $1 billion a year on gym membership.
Yeah, but is it okay, yeah, that is true. Like you have to give them credit for being a really good business, but also some data is like fishy, and I have a reason to believe that it's just morally not okay.
That seemingly nobody's using, and then it dawns on me, oh, they sell gym memberships but don't actually want you to use the gym. It's genius. It defies all Business 101 logic, but in this one particular instance, it's absolutely genius, right? Business 101, give the customer what they want. Every other gym on the planet has been built with, I'm building a gym, I'm gonna build a gym for people that go to the gym so they give me money. Planet Fitness didn't say that. Planet Fitness said, I'm gonna build a gym and find people to pay for it and then convince them not to use it. Because when you zoom out, what is a gym selling? A gym isn't selling an experience. A gym isn't selling a good time. Nobody goes to the gym because they like going to the gym because
I hate going to the gym so much. I like avoid it in all. I would rather run like 10 miles outside than run in a like 1 mile in a gym. Like I actually hate the environment that gyms offer, and I really want to like get one of those nice gyms. You know those crazy gyms that have like a cafe and everything? Those are the type of gyms I want to be a part of.
It's fun.
Wrong.
Buh, I know the comments are going to disagree, but ultimately, nobody starts working out because they're like, I just really want to pick something heavy up and put it down. No, you work out because you want to be in shape and fit and look good, and that is something that pretty much everybody wants to do. Buh, that's not true. Some people enjoy being in a bigger body. Buh. Shut the fuck up. That is not true. I know it's not true because every pop star in the past decade that made their entire career on being big, but they're still hot and sexy, the millisecond Ozempic, aka the vaccine for being fat, came out. They all got on it, lost 100 pounds, and now their Instagram is full of nothing but them working out at the gym 24/7.
Oh my god, that is kind of true. That is actually kind of true. But also, you know, people are allowed to evolve and change, and there's still artists out there that enjoy being like big guys. SpongeBob pants okay. I'm sure there's people out there like that. It just probably correlates a lot with your health. Like it's hard to be like that big and heavy and be like 100% healthy. And people just want to like, especially I'm sure as you like get older, you want to try to like be healthier as well. So I don't think that like we shouldn't knock people for that, okay, man? Like that's good that they're changing their bodies and they're wanting to be healthy or whatever. But I get what he's saying. There is like a bit of a stigma there.
That's a fucking lie.
Did that go the way you thought it was gonna go? Nope.
And whoever runs Planet Fitness correctly saw this because they went, oh, our niche isn't meatheads that are in the gym all the time that are jacked and really big and strong. Our niche is everybody. But that 1% of the population that's already, you know, yoked up meatheads that are lifting in the gym all the time, they're already having their needs met by other gyms. So
yeah, they go to like Gold's Gym or like gyms that do crazy weightlifting. Whenever you go to Planet Fitness, there's like a cap that you can like lift a certain amount of weights, but then there's a point where you're going to be lifting more than what they can provide, and you're going to have to eventually try to find another gym membership. Also, it's pronounced, I guess, niche, but a lot of people say niche.
Opening up a gym and trying to compete for that 1%, what if we just opened up a gym and tried to take the other 99%? It's brilliant. Which raises the question, how do you market to these people? Because there's obviously a reason these people aren't going to the gym. We got to figure out what that reason is. And the biggest reason is they're intimidated or they don't know what to do. They've never worked out in their life. They walk into a gym, they see a bunch of big, tattooed, strong guys lifting up heavy weights, banging shit around, being loud. They get intimidated. They think this isn't the place for me. If I try to do what they're doing, I'm going to look weak. I'm going to look stupid. They're going to have negative thoughts about me. Everybody's going to be judging me, which is 99% of the time ridiculous. People at the gym will absolutely help you. The biggest, strongest dude in that gym is probably the nicest guy on the planet, but
yeah, every time I go to the gym, there's always some like crazy strong personal trainer looking guy that'll like give me tips on like my form and how I do things. And they're just always so sweet, genuinely. And they're not like creepy either. They don't like do that just to like ask for my number. They genuinely just seem like they wanted to help me out, which is so cute.
It's not the vibe they give off, so a lot of people get intimidated. And that is absolutely true. I've been coaching jujitsu for years and years, and I can't tell you the amount of people that tell me, I really want to try jujitsu, but I need to get in shape first. The people that think they need to get in shape before they go to the gym is...
I wonder if he knows how to do a butt drag. Okay, so he has a wife, but he does jujitsu. There's still a chance.
Insane. It's counterintuitive. Like, you go to the gym to get in shape. You don't have to get in shape to go to the gym, but that's what people think.
Spare me.
So Planet Fitness is like, okay, the big scary gym dudes are scaring off all the normal people. What do we do about that? I know. We'll discriminate against the big scary meatheads. Okay, how do you discriminate against a group of people? Step one, you gotta have a good slur, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
You gotta have a catchy derogatory term to describe these people, so we're gonna invent one. What are these meathead guys? Well, they're hunks, but also they're lame because they're scaring everybody. We're gonna call them lunks, and then we're gonna get the lunk alarm, which is a big red fucking siren that'll go off in the gym if anybody's being a douchebag or lifting heavy weight, and that'll discriminate against these guys so they don't wanna work out there.
You're right, that's a lot less annoying than grunting.
Then we're gonna run.
Oh my god, that alarm is real? I remember reading that alarm and I was like, why would they? Everything is making so much sense to me, because when I would go to the gym and I would see like, oh, they don't want you to lift heavy at all, I was like, yeah, I guess I could understand that, but sometimes people do like lifting heavy, so they should be able to do the gym. And then there are sometimes people, like guys, that would go to the gym and they would lift heavy and they'd be like big dudes, and they would get dirty looks at the Planet Fitness, and I felt so bad. I was like, well, they're actually like doing a really good job at the gym. I've never heard the lunk alarm though. I thought that was like a prop, to be honest.
In this gym like it's an HOA. We're gonna have a little bit of redlining, if you will. We're gonna institute a bunch of policies that directly target these people to let them know they're not welcome. What are they doing? They're walking around drinking water out of a gallon jug. No gallon jugs. They're wearing tank tops showing off how big their arms are. No tank tops. What are they doing? They're dropping weights, they're lifting heavy things, they're grunting, they're being loud because they're actually working out. Not allowed.
Believe it or not, jail.
Holy
And then they
crap.
had a diabolical stroke of genius, and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to get rid of free weights altogether. Planet Fitness is just going to have cardio machines and then weight machines.
That's why I stopped going to Planet Fitness, because they didn't have free weights, and I just hate doing like squats on like the squat machine, because you have to angle your body in such a way, it's just very uncomfortable. Sometimes you don't get the full weight on you, you kind of like cheat a little bit and you put some of the weight on the machine, and I don't know, it's not as like fluid of a gym.
With cables, no free weights whatsoever.
Unplanet bullshit!
And then we're gonna paint everything Barney purple. That way, if any meathead does try to go into Planet Fitness and wants to film shit for their Instagram where they're flexing in the mirror or whatever, it's gonna get ruined by this Barney purple equipment, and then everybody's gonna know that they're working out at Planet Fitness, which is gonna have a negative stigma in the meathead community anyways, which is gonna further keep these people out. Then we're gonna blast our marketing out as no gym intimidation at Planet Fitness, and a bunch of people are gonna flock to it, and that's exactly what happened, and that's why they have 20 million members. It's literally an entire business model built on discrimination, and to be honest with you, I think it's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny, honestly.
So not only does this discrimination tactic get them a ton of new subscriptions, it also saves them a ton of money, because you know who ruins and breaks all the gym equipment? The big meatheads that are in there trying to break their new record, lifting more weight than they actually should be, dropping shit and ruining equipment. And guess who's not at that gym dropping and ruining equipment? All the meatheads. So now they have a longer life on all of their equipment, so they're actually making more money per member. Okay, but I know what you're thinking. Anybody could become.
That is so genius. Also, it's kind of funny that he talks about like meatheads and big meatheads and stuff like that. I would kind of think that he is a bit of, not a meathead, but he looks like a big, like strong guy. You know what I mean? Like his arms aren't small. I'm sure if he flexed, you would see some muscular. Yeah, he's a bit of a lunk for sure. So I wonder if he like pushes big heavy weight and stuff.
A meathead, all you got to do is go to the gym, put in hard work for a sustained period of time, and then eventually you're going to be a jacked gym person too. Their own members are going to be turning into meatheads, which ruins the entire strategy. unless we guarantee that nobody becomes a meathead or nobody keeps lifting at the gym for a sustained period of time. And how are we going to do that?
How?
We're going to give away free fucking pizza.
Add 3 pounds of scales in the
Oh
men's locker room before
yeah,
you go
they
home.
do
Yes, sir.
that.
Yes, the gym for a period of time was known for giving out free pizza to its members. I think they quit doing it during COVID, but
And
the
then
entire
they did like bagels too, I think, as well.
strategy is just fucking diabolical. Like, I get a new person coming in here, they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to be in shape.
Or donuts. I think they did donuts. I'm trying to remember what they did.
They do a hard workout, they feel like they've accomplished something, and then they walk by freshly baked pizza and they're like, you know what?
That is a
I
lot
did
of
work hard.
pizza.
I'm gonna go ahead and have a slice. And then they just undo all the hard fucking work they did so they never gain any progress, ensuring that A, they never become a jacked gym person, or B, they don't see any progress over the course of months and months and they get discouraged and they quit. Which is the ultimate goal, because the only way you make gym equipment last longer than banning the meatheads is by banning everybody. If the gym equipment never gets used, it can't get worn out. Fucking
So
science.
true.
Get off the scale.
So that's our product. That's what Planet Fitness is. Planet Fitness is a gym specifically designed for people that don't go to the gym. Okay, that's
Wow.
fine. It's obviously making a lot of money, but this doesn't
Yeah.
answer the question, why the fuck do you need my banking information? Well,
That is
because you know
true.
who cancels
Why?
their gym memberships? People that don't go to the fucking gym that are paying a gym membership.
We're fat and we're broke.
So now we get to the root of the problem. How do you keep somebody subscribed and paying for a service that they're probably not actually using? Well, you may
Is that Dave Ramsey? Did I actually catch a Dave Ramsey reference? I'm
Yes.
so smart.
make it super cheap and hope they forget about it. And that's why Planet Fitness is like the cheapest gym out there. It's $15 a month, or if you want their extra fancy card, it's $25 a month, their black card that allows you to have like access to the tanning bed.
I used to have the black card because I really liked the water beds. The water beds were so nice.
And the massage beds and a bunch of other stuff. And then you can also go to any Planet Fitness in the country, and you're allowed to bring a friend with you every time you go for free. Hey, that's the plan. Super cheap. They forget they have a gym membership. They keep paying us. They don't come in. They don't use our equipment. Everything goes great. Next problem, if they forget they even have a gym membership, when that 1-year contract elapses, they're obviously not going to renew it because they forgot they had it. Now we bought ourselves 12 months, but what are we going to do in 12 months when we lose all of our members? Well, we're going to write it into the contract when they first come in and start their gym membership that unless they cancel, it's automatically going to renew.
What do you mean?
Oh.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So now the only way these customers are going to stop paying Planet Fitness is if they actually cancel their membership, which raises a question. What if they cancel because they still might, because again, they're probably statistically not using this service.
True. That's like with any gym though, to be honest. Any gym is so hard to cancel the membership. The only gyms that I was able to pretty easily cancel memberships are like unconventional gyms. Like I used to have a membership to a gymnastics gym or like a rock climbing gym. Stuff like that. Those are like a lot easier, but there are other gyms that like literally require you to come in and like turn in a letter saying like, I'd like to cancel my membership today. You have to like write them a letter. And I'm just like, what the frick is wrong with these places?
Poor bastard. It's got to be his big break. We've got to fuck with
And this is where their business model goes from genius to diabolical and shitty. In order to have them not cancel their membership, we're going to make it as painful and monotonous as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Step one, all of our memberships are going to have an annual membership fee that's going to be $49 a year, and then you pay the monthly membership on top of that. Kind of like a credit card, which is probably why they call their premium membership the black card, because they're just ripping off Amex's business strategy.
Yeah,
you
what
know,
the
because
heck?
they charge an annual fee for their credit card, and then the fanciest Amex that you can have is the Amex Black Card. Now, obviously, charging $50 up front and then charging the first month's fee is going to make it hard to get new members. So,
Wait, let me do the math on that. Hold on. So it's like, what, $15? So it's 50 divided by 12. So that's 4 plus 15. So you're basically paying $20 a month if you got like the $15 a month membership. And you have to pay the $50 annual fee, you're basically paying like $5 extra a month if you split up the fee. So then in total, you're paying $20 a month. That's sus, man.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna make it so it's only $1 when you come in to create your membership, but then every year after that, it's $49 billed immediately. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. Why would this
True.
make people more likely to keep their membership if they're gonna start getting billed even more money? Well, it's because it's billed automatically, and remember, you've probably forgotten that you have this gym membership until you see a bigger charge on your card randomly for $50,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you look into it and you're like, oh shit, I still have that gym membership. I need to go in and cancel that. So you
Yeah.
call in, at which point they will inform you, oh, well, because you've had a membership, even if it's just 1 day so far this year, we're still charging you the annual fee for the membership. So we're not giving you back your $49, but you can still cancel your membership. However, because that membership 12-year contract automatically renewed, it's also a $58 buyout fee. Now it is
Oh my god, they made it like rent, where you have to like cancel your rent or buy out your rent. That is insane. Yes. Holy crap, man.
damn near as expensive to cancel your membership as it is to just keep it. So most people are gonna be like, fuck it, just keep it, and I'll remember in 12 months to cancel it then at the right time. You never will.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now the other option is, you're somebody like me, you
That should be illegal. I think that should be illegal. That is not... Someone should take that to court. I don't know. I would hate that. I didn't have that. I don't even remember how I canceled my membership, but I didn't have that problem. Maybe I did. Maybe I never canceled my membership. Now I'm wondering. Oh my god.
have an attitude problem, and when somebody screws you over, you just don't ever want to work with them again. Like, fine, I'll front the money, I'll pay it. I don't ever want to work with you ever again.
Yeah.
That's fine. So you call in and try to cancel your membership. You're willing to pay all these fees to leave, and then you're informed you're not allowed to cancel your membership over the phone. You have to come into the gym to do it. But it can't just be any Planet Fitness. It has to be the Planet Fitness where you originally started your membership, which raises the question, what the fuck do I do if I move to a different part of the country? I have to catch a flight back to the...
You have to go... Wait, okay, that's diabolical. You have to go in person into the membership that you started in? They're like making you take a walk of shame back to the membership. That is insane. That is exploitation, 100%. That should be very, very illegal. I think it should be extremely accessible to stop paying money to someone you no longer want to pay money to. Their lawyers must be crazy. The fact that they got that all in one contract is insane.
Previous location that I lived to cancel this membership? No. That would be outrageous. They have a remote option, and that remote option is to send them a certified letter requesting your cancellation, okay? Not send a letter, send a certified letter. For those of you who don't know what that means, you can't just grab a letter, put a stamp on it, put it in your mailbox, and lift the little flag up. No. You gotta take your happy ass all the way to the fucking post office, and then they have to pay extra postage to have it be a certified letter to make sure they get it.
Oh, you're serious.
Remember, this is all by design. Make it as painful and monotonous as possible so they don't cancel their membership, so they just go, fuck it, I guess I'm just paying them $15 a month for the rest of forever because this is frustrating as shit. Okay, but that's not even the worst part. The worst part is, remember who their niche target audience is. At the end of the day, I'm not saying everybody at Planet Fitness is like this, but a significant portion are, because this is who they cater to. A significant portion of the people that go to Planet Fitness experience extreme social anxiety. Remember, they're marketing to people that are so self-conscious and so socially anxious that they can't fathom lifting weights in a room where somebody big and strong is also lifting weights because they're fearing that they're gonna get judged, and that's gonna make them feel bad. And now the only way to cancel this membership is to go in person and be confrontational.
Yeah, that's so insane. Also, I feel like they really are predatory on people that are looking for cheap memberships too, that can't necessarily afford like a better, more expensive gym with like a premium membership type thing. It seems like it just feels like they're exploiting so many like anxious people that don't have like a lot of disposable income. Like, that is so evil, man. All under the guise that you're providing them a service to better their lives. It's like the most evil villain you can get.
With a person, which is something they're not likely to do. Again, making it extremely unlikely that somebody's gonna cancel their membership.
Outside bad. The sun's scary. It's
He's not my friend. He wants to hurt me. Safer.
And this finally answers my original question, why the fuck do you need my banking information? Put
Yeah.
yourself in their average customer's shoes. You have extreme social anxiety. You do not like confrontation with other people, especially in person. You do not want people having negative thoughts towards you. You loathe that feeling. And now you're stuck in a situation where you can either pay them $15 or $25 a month or put yourself through that, or there is a third option.
Oh?
You could just cancel the debit card or credit card or report it stolen, then they won't have your info anymore, and then they can't bill you. Membership terminated, and that's why they want your bank account information, so you can't even fucking do that. Now you are forced into one of two options.
Wow, that's crazy. Dang, I wonder if I guess I must have done that. I don't even remember it. Holy crap.
Option A, you jump through all their bullshit hoops that they've manufactured to make sure are as difficult and monotonous as possible, and then finally cancel your membership. Or B, you go and call your bank and tell them, quit giving my money to Planet Fitness, at which point Planet Fitness can legally still charge you internally and then send it off to collections on their behalf. This issue became so bad that the
Wait, what? If you tell your bank to stop paying Planet Fitness, they can send what you owe them to a collections agency? Like, and then that'll affect your credit score if you have anything over a certain amount of money in collections. That is insane. That is not cool, man.
FTC finally stepped in. They tried to pass a law that's still pending, basically saying gyms can't do this shit. So Planet Fitness has since added an option where you are allowed to cancel your membership online. Obviously, they've made it as difficult as humanly possible to find. So difficult, in fact, that if you YouTube how to cancel your Planet Fitness membership, there's multiple videos with tens of thousands of views. And when you read the comments, a lot of them say, this still doesn't work. I've been trying to cancel my Planet Fitness membership for over a year. One of the top comments even said they had to get a lawyer to send a cease and desist to get Planet Fitness to stop billing their account, and they still haven't done it, and he's planning—
What? Okay, lesson learned. I am never giving any sort of business my account information. Heck no. That is scary, man. That is so terrifying.
on taking them to court and suing them.
Hell yes.
And then, from what I'm able to gather online, apparently, because it's a franchise and different owners own different Planet Fitnesses, they can institute their own policy where even if you do cancel online, they still make you come in and cancel in person, meaning, what the fuck is the point? So yeah, that's the entire business model. Basically, we'll make a gym that functions like an HOA so we can filter out all the people that we don't want. Then, once we get all the people we do want that aren't confrontational, we'll make it as difficult as possible for them to ever leave.
True. Dang.
And we know it.
And that's why they can have 7,500 members per location, which originally didn't make sense, but it makes sense now. It's just a diabolical money printing machine. It was such a good idea. Create a place for non-gym people to go work out at the gym and become gym people where they—
You know, that's crazy too, because it's a good business model and they could make like a good amount of money. Like, sure, they're not gonna make like $1 billion or whatever, but they can still make like a good amount of money if they just were catering to people that aren't necessarily gym people, and they're catering to the rest of the public. But then it just gets a little too greedy at this point, and now it's just become like such a money sink to the point that the FTC has to step in and like manage the way they run their business.
Didn't have to fear getting judged, which you don't have to fear that at 99% of gyms anyways, but people feel that way. So they catered to those people. They wanted to get more people healthy and in the gym, and it's just the worst fucking execution and follow through you could possibly imagine. So needless to say, I will not be giving my banking information to Planet Fitness. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. All that's over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
Quack bang. Wow.
Okay, I was not anticipating doing a hit piece video. I don't enjoy doing these. It happened, okay? I don't know what to say. I'm gonna get fucking sued one of these days.
No, you're okay.
See you later.
I'm actually so glad that you made a video about that, because I was wondering what the deal with Planet Fitness was as well. So I'm really glad that he like broke it down. He's really good at storytelling too. And he almost like told it to you like a dad, like, look, this is what they're trying to do. And he acknowledged that it was smart, but at the same time he realizes that like it was kind of evil of them to do it. So much so that they're having to change the way in which you cancel their memberships. Wow. Incredible. I kind of want to watch more of his videos. His videos are sick. Fat Electrician. And then I guess this is his second channel, The Fat Files. Which I have to say is a really funny freaking name for a YouTube channel. I just imagine getting the YouTube plaque, calling The Fat Files. Like, anybody that comes into your house is gonna be like, what the frick? Do you report on, like, fat people or something? Oh my god. Thank you so much for watching this epic YouTube video. Let me know down in the comments below if you like this video, if you want me to watch more of his videos or similar stuff or completely different stuff. Please let me know. I'm always running out of ideas to watch and react to videos. I'll put a playlist of all his specific videos on the left. And then on the right, you can subscribe, or down below. I stream on Twitch live, twitch.tv/KaimaniClowny. I'm usually live, like, right now, probably. So you can come check me out and say hi. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye! Mwah!